trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, about 7-8 months ago, there was a young man over in Europe who was getting ready to get out of college. Well, he was out of college and he was looking for a job. And he asked me for some, information. So I sent him a copy of my book, Trade What You See, and also a copy of Mark's book, Trading in the Zone. And then he's been sending me charts and showing me his pattern and stuff like this. And then last week on Monday, he said he was going in for an interview for a crypto firm in a very luxurious place there in Europe to be a senior portfolio manager. And I said, how are you going to explain to them about being a senior portfolio management when you're not even 23 years old? And he said, well, I think I can do it. So by golly, he goes in on that Friday. And if you notice, that was the 19th. And he was the last one of 11 people being interviewed, I was told. And the guy asked him, he said, what are you looking for? And he said, well, I'm looking to sell the Bitcoin at 17,950 with a $500 stop. And he said, what's your theory of investment? He said, I'm not concerned about how much money I make. I'm concerned about how much money I lose. And the guy looked at him. He said, I got 9 people here to you that are buying the Bitcoin right now, and you're the only one that's selling it? He said, well, I guess so. He says, you're hired. He starts today, and as you can see, his first trade's working pretty good. As a matter of fact, if you look at this on a little bit smaller time frame, he's talking about these Fibonacci numbers and stuff. Hold on, let's get this up to the hourly chart, and you'll be able to see it. And there's your 382 retracement right there on the money. Just hits it absolutely spot on. We had another one here this morning here also. Anyway, I'm just going to give you some ideas that this young man's going to be pretty good, I think, but he's got the right idea of what we're watching here right now. Let's take a look at some of the other things that we were talking about. There's a pattern here. 6754 is the ABCD on the S&P today. I went through so much stuff, folks, on this thing with the astrology and things, and it looked like this morning, it looked like, wow, it's sure going to be good. And then it gets right to the 618 and up it goes. The last day is today. That's your equinox is in this zone right here, 21st, 22nd. That's the autumn equinox. We had the solar eclipse here on Saturday, and then we had the Venus squared Uranus on Sunday, and here we are on Monday. That means if it closes higher on Tuesday, this whole site has to be within 1 day, folks. It has no other choice to be within 1 day. So that's why we're watching it. Now let's see, we backed off a little bit, see if we made a new high in the Dow Jones. I don't know if we did or not. The high was 67726, and the high we made back here was 67738, so it missed it by about 20 points. Now the Russell has been a little bit weaker, as you can see. We'll get that hourly chart because that's where we looked at that big ABCD pattern that we were watching up there. Let's do the hourly, Larry, like you're supposed to. Hold on. We had the big ABCD right up here, 27.99. The back off today, almost exactly 61% retracement. And our rally back so far today from the high we made back there, looks like it's almost exactly, well, it's at 50% right now. It's up on the day very slightly, where the others are quite close. Remember, this is when you're dealing with these stocks now, because they're so expensive, it's a few stocks that are doing this, folks. The trading index, I'm losing my train of thought here. Doggone it, I forgot the name of the index. It's shucks. Just a second here. I got it here on my what you call it here. Where is it? Right here. Hold on. It's right there. It is right there. Well, just a second here. That's the German. Well, that's embarrassing when I can't remember this stuff. This is it right here. It's a New York Composite Index, folks. It's even down on the day, and it's made lower lows now since Wednesday. So that's a combination of all the stocks. So there are a few stocks that are making this thing go up. But again, I'm grasping at straws here to see if this is going to be the high. I spent a great deal of time on this. It looks about as good as anything I've ever seen. This is where we are right now, back in 87. Okay, let's get this out of the way here. There was the high on the 25th of August. That was harmonic convergence, 5 planets. We came down into the solar eclipse. On the 27th, we rallied up into October the 2nd, where we had a 61% retracement of this high. And on that day, we had Venus sextile Uranus, which is 60 degrees. Now we have Venus squared Uranus, which is 90 degrees, which is even stronger. And yet the market continues to go higher. If this does work, folks, we're looking at something like this. That's what I think is happening for a lot of different reasons. And of course, John Jameson, who's a whole lot smarter than me, and he's right now, that the market continue to go higher and higher and higher and higher, defying all stretches of everyone's imagination. Also, we're in the midst of the old Hebrew cycle of Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, where you sell on Rosh Hashanah, which was Friday, and you buy on Yom Kippur. But you see, over the years here, from 1971 to 1025, 2 weeks later, all of the markets were down. That's going back 65 years, and that's a pretty big statistic. But it isn't going down today, and that's the problem. Anyway, let's get up here and take a look at some other things. Another big disappointment that we had today. We were long some wheat, and I always said that they're not going to stop eating pasta, bread, and cookies, but I'm wrong, because the wheat got down to 508 today, folks. We bought it at 22. We're out at 16. Hold on, let's get it up here so we can see it. We have to tell you the losers and the winners, and we'll get up here. There it is right now. You can see we broke down right there. We bought it at 22. We had the stop, the stop was at 18, and it got filled here at 16 because it opened lower. And so lost a penny on that. So we bought it right there like we're supposed to, and it got stopped out there, and that's where we are. We're just heading lower. I don't know how much lower it's going to go, because this is as low as wheat has been in the last 7 years. And 3.5 years ago, it was trading at $13, and the whole world wanted it. Now it's at $5, and nobody wants it. So that's one we have to move off on. We got another potential trade looking at us right now, folks, one that we are bearish on, and it is still working, and that is the euro. You can see here on the euro, we're having a nice rally today, and we're almost to the 38% retracement right here at 117,990. That's only up about 14 pips from where we are right now. So it's a sell there with a stop above there. This has been a pretty good move to the downside, and we're looking for this rally back. The other one that is not doing very well from the long side, which we are very bearish on, is the Treasury bonds. And you can see they continue to move lower and lower also. I also mentioned you had your 382 right here. Watch for your next 382. Let's see if we did it off of this one right here. Today I have been watching it very much. Well, we just did it right there. It is right there. We just made another 382 retracement on the Treasury bonds. Folks, there is nothing bullish about Treasury bonds. This is the weekly chart. This is not good. And even the notes, they're even worse. We'll take a break.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a look at a couple of stocks here in just a second. But first, I want to do something very, very quickly. Hold on a second. I got to make a little attachment here, get this out of the way. Now we're going to look at the Treasury soybean oil, folks. We realize we bought this down here. We sold it right here. And that was a nice move. But look at this move down, folks. Someone asked me over the weekend, why didn't we go short up there? And well, it was a Friday for one reason. The second reason was it was taking a nice profit, and I assumed we could buy it back at the 382. But as we looked at this, I said, hey, whoa, there's no ABCD here, and it's coming down very fast, so there's no reason to be a hero. And you can see no 382s here. It's just been dropping. We've had a huge drop now. Looking at this on the longer term daily, this is one of the reasons why the soybeans, there's going to be your profit objective here is going to be at 48.38. Because that's not true, because this has changed. Thank you for reminding me, Mr. ABCD. Let's move this over here just a second here. Yeah, there. See, we went through the 382 here the other day. There's where our buy was, okay? I sold it right here. Now we're through there. That means we're going down to the next level, which is going to be down at this level right about here. We'll try it again there, because then we'll be setting at the 50% retracement. We've got an ABCD, and at that point, we would also be having a 3 drive to a bottom pattern. See, folks, even if the Astro stuff doesn't work, we still got the patterns and can still make a couple of bucks. I'll tell you another one that I really like, and this is the one we have to be the most careful of, the ones I like the most, and that is let's just get up here. Here is your crude oil. All right, now we're going to look at this on the daily, because we got a real nice cluster here coming up about $1, almost $2 lower, exactly $2 lower. Let's blow it up so we can see it real clearly. Make it easy for us. There's where we are. You can see there was our first, remember that big ABCD off that 79 high right at the 382. We caught most of that on the downside, which was good. And then we had this one right here. And look at this. This is where we're coming in here. We're going to have there's drive 1. Ooh, no, it's going to be a 3 drive pattern, because this is a same price. Yep, same price. So you can draw it in either way. Draw it in right here. There's your move coming in right there, and that comes in at 60.10. Yeah, well, 60.02 to 60.10. So I'll give it 60.20. and I'd be a buyer at 60.20. That's $2 from where we are right now, and I would like that to come down about another few days, right about in there. That would be a good spot to take a look at it, because you can have an ABCD, 2 expansion numbers, and a 786. That's all you need to do to really do that. Now, folks, guess what? It's not Christmas, but guess what, folks? We are going to go to Walmart. All right, so let's stay hold 1 second here, and I'm going to bring this up. Good morning, Kmart shoppers. On aisle 13, we have a special going on for shorting the stock market. This is the triple weighted SPX. The high, folks, back in 2019 was 383. You can see that 383 right there. Now go over to the right and you see 382 right there. It's down 91%, folks, from its high. All right. Now you can see it has good volume each day, over 100. Well, you can see huge volume actually. But this is where it is. When you're buying this, you're buying a triple weighted short. In other words, you think the market's really going to drop, and you can buy that triple rated short for 383. It closed at 385 yesterday. It's at 383. So if you'd have bought 1,000 shares yesterday, okay, at 385, they're trading at 382, you're now out $30. But listen to me for 1 second, folks. Jeff Bezos made a comment last week. He said, if you can find a situation where you're only risking 10% and it has a chance to make 100 times, you got to take that bet. This is one of those times, folks. It really is. I mean, nobody in the world is interested in selling the stock market. You can see this is triple weighted. Nobody wants to touch this. All right. You're only paying 383 for it. What would you rather pay, 383 or 381? It's given back 91%. Does 91% mean anything? Well, back in 1929, the Dow topped at right there, 383. That's where the Dow topped, at 383. Where did it go to? Went all the way down to 42. This one's at 383. Shut the front door. I mean, this is such a low-risk trade, you almost have to do it. It might not work, but it's not an option. You have to worry about premium. It's been going down every day since Hector was a pup, and that dog's 13. So that's why I was buying it today at 385, and I use it as a situation that maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. But, boy, it's as low as risk as you can get and as high as potential profit. Look at this, folks. If it just has a little bit of a burp from 12 to 17, if it goes to 17 from here, you made 6 times your money. And what are you risking, $1 maybe? I don't know, but I'm wrong. So I got to say, oh, look at the NASDAQ is picking up speed now. Look at this. Back up to the old highs again. The YAM is flirting with the old highs. The Russell is getting still up in the same area. It's above the 50% level right now. S&P is not quite at the ABCD, but we'll be watching that in a little bit. And when we come back, what we want to do is I want to look at some stocks that people have been asking about over the weekend, and I'll try to give you my 2 cents worth. And believe me, if you pay more than that, you've overpaid. But this is what I'm watching at today. But take a look at that SPSX, folks. That's SPXS. That's a super triple weighted short the stock market. And the trouble is it's so low. Based on that, the most you can lose is $3.85. And so if you bought 1,000 shares at 385 and then the market goes up forever, you'll lose. But if it has a big correction, like 5 or 10%, you make a lot of money. If it makes a big correction, you make a lot of money. Don't be concerned on how much you make. Be concerned on how much you lose. And therein lies the rub. That's what you have to do. So I'm recommending if you're going to do that, you're going to have to risk about $1, the 285, and that goes. And you could be out of it by tomorrow. Right now, it's trading at 383. We bought it at 385, so that's $20. Yeah, you lost $20 so far in your 1,000 shares. So we'll see if that's going to do very much. To buy a put down here is going to cost you about $1,900. So it's actually not a bad deal because this doesn't have any expiration, which is the good part of watching that. Looking at this here on the daily, you can see that it's been going down quite a bit. There was our April high when the market was never going to go down. Remember, we were taking off to the moon, and then boom, bang, bang. This is where it bottomed right there. That's where the Dow on the 7th Okay, boom, and there's your move down. There's your 382 retracement here, and that's it. But even shorting in here, you don't make that much. Here you got a chance for a buy. That's all I'm looking at. Looks like it's not a bad idea. So very low risk, high profit potential. Remember, we're not certain about anything as we're watching here right now. Let's see our clock on the wall to make sure. We got 32 seconds left. Let's start out with the iPhone itself. I'm having such terrible trouble with my phone today, folks. It's shut me out. I can't even make a call. I can't get WhatsApp. Can't send messages. It's frozen up on me. And I've got to take it in, and we're going to take a look at Apple. Where is it? We can get it up here. I'll be showing it when we go off the air. So just take a look, and we'll take a look at, we're looking good today. We're back up to $2.50 a share. That was our target. There it is right there.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Kickstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Kickstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks. Well, we were gone. We just made a new high in the Dow Jones from where we were on Friday. You can see here that we went up and we cleaned out these highs right here. We have a bigger ABCD right here, just that we just hit at 46739, and so far the high has been 46749. So we're up in the zone right here. But as you can see here, without too much trouble, we do have another ABCD that is just right down here, which is going to be up a tiny bit more at 1,46796, which is up another 30 or 40 points. I would have to do that one, folks, because it's a 3 drive. There's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3 coming in right there, and it's early in the day yet. Even though the Dow, they're making new highs in this stuff, but you can put a stop in. That's the good part. So there's your number right here. I'm an ABCD person, folks. Let's forget anything else. That'll take you right there. And that number is 161. Let me type it in. So if you do want to do it, you can hold me to it. So that number is 46786. And I were using a stop. I would move it over here and put your stop in at 46871. So you risk less than $500. So that's what I'd be looking at that right now, if you got to that level right there. So you can see there's a number. I'm watching it. Very creative. This is what I'm looking at, and that's all I look at. So I hope it helps. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it's just a pattern. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Let's get back to Apple. Now, Apple, we had that number 250 typed in here for a long time. Now, today, you can see we gapped up above the gap there, and you can see we made the ABCD on this one at 257.27, and the high today was 256.64. That's pretty close to where it was supposed to be, but we had a gap in here, so even it could go even higher, because evidently iPhones are, coming off the shelf here. Amazing. They couldn't sell any of them down here. Now they're flying off the shelf here. What a great place we live, right, folks? All right, let's move on here and take a look at a few other things that we want to be watching right here. We're only 4 points away here in the E-mini here at 67.54. All right, let's take a look at Tesla, because it's been upgraded like everything. Oh, now my phone is ringing. What a piece of junk. TSLA, hold on, here's where we are right now. And it gapped up, and it looks like it's backed off a little bit, but it's gone above our 786 by quite a bit. That was at 27, and today's high was 40, so it's still moving on. Let's measure the ABCD on this one here, and we'll see what we've got right there. And that measures to, hold on a second here. I can't get it to fit right. To 19. Well, it's already above that with that big gap. Who knows where it's going to go? Folks, looks like Jameson's right. The market's never going to go down. And maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's a bad thing. I don't know. But it's going to destroy some long-term cycle work that I've looked at for a very, very long time. I'm a little disappointed, but I'm not distraught, because ABCD is where I play the game, and I'm not going to be worried about that at all, because I can trade other things along with it. And I can also even buy retracements if I want to. Just like today, you had a nice 61% retracement in the S&P, right on the money in a bull market. Why not buy that one? There's your 61% retracement from back here on Thursday. Just draw it over. You can see it right there. And there it is right there. There's your target right there. So we'll see if it's going to work. That's all we know, correct? Okay, same thing with the NASDAQ. Now, NASDAQ has shattered the old highs, as did the S&P. The Dow Jones has just taken it out by just a little bit so far, and I just couldn't tempt myself. I had to sell it at 55 instead of 85, but we'll take a look at that in just a second here. But I like 3 drive patterns for some reason. They just they act pretty good. All right, now let's move on here, and a couple other stocks that we need to cover here. One is United Healthcare. Our good friend Mr. Buffett bought it. Let's see. It's actually up a little bit today, but really not. It's not affecting the market much. Let's take a look at some of the others. Now, Visa's been lagging behind. It should have been picking up today. No, it's still lagging behind. And another one that I think is very important, it's on an international scale, is the FXI. Now, this is the Shanghai Chinese market. All right. Now, we're going to get that weekly chart up, because we are really at a very important moment of truth here today, and you'll be able to see it. We are banging right at, there's your 61% retracement right up here, folks. There's a 3-drive pattern. There's your 61% retracement on the long-term chart. All right, there it was. It's trading about 60 cents lower than it was, but that's what we're looking at right there. That's another one that has a great deal of interest to us. Okay, so I've never traded this. I was there when they opened the exchange there in Shanghai. I was one of the speakers that day back about 2014, when they opened the new building on the 96th floor. They had their stock exchange. Okay, there's what we have right here, and that looks like it's ready to come down too, but it doesn't want to go down. So you just have to wait till it does go down, I guess. That's my feeling. So we'll move out of the way here. We got three other Dow stocks to look at. Not a Dow stock, but we want to look at it, and that's Google. And Google, as you can see, is actually down on the day today. It's not a Dow stock, but it is down. You can see it measured to 259, and so far the high has been 258, so that's pretty close. And what else we have here? Okay, I got one other thing to talk about here in the stocks, and then we got to get to the dollar index. We want to look at, hold on one second here. Where is Lilly? There it is right here. Someone asked about Lilly. All right. And Lilly's having a little bit of a bounce today. It's been in a pretty substantial down. Wow, got a lot of lines on here. Let's get rid of those. Oh, bad data. Let me get rid of this because this is a bad tick. Delete bar. Okay. All right. There, it's been in a downtrend since August. And let's see what our last rally here looks like. It went to just about exactly 50. Oh, no, right at 382. That was a weekly, and this is where we are right now. We're still right at that 382 here at 757. A lot of nice ABCDs in this, folks. You can see it's a really good ABCD stock to trade. Let's see if we can do it this way. Probably not. No, it's set too high. I don't want to reset it, so all I do is I just delete it. But you can see the nice A, B, C, Ds to the downside. A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, a lot of them right in here. And that's why it's so good, because when you get those, you get a nice 3-drive to a bottom pattern, and that's good. Now, sometimes these patterns don't work, and that's why you have to put a stop in. Hold on one, folks. Take a little break. I think we'll be back in just a second. Let me check the old clock on the wall, and we'll see where we are. Oh, 33 seconds. That's a lifetime. That gives me a chance for one more stock, and that is Netflix. Never done this one in a long time. It's going to be a lot of, well, here it is. There's a bad data. Oh, brother, I haven't looked at this in a long time, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets. with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, here's the gold chart, and I remember we talked about this on Friday, the fact that it didn't look very bearish at all because all we were able to do was back off $80. You know, these backed off several $100s, but this backed off just $80 over a 6-day period. Look at that. It just really didn't do much at all, stopped right there. There might have been a 382 off of that point right here. I didn't even check that. That was a significant low. Well, a little bit low, went right to the 50%, and now we're going higher. How much higher? Folks, who knows? I mean, because we've cleaned out everything back here. Supposed to stop around 3650 to 3700. Here we're almost 3800. We'll probably be there today. It's only $21 a day. If we look at this on the long-term weekly, we had all these patterns up here. Look, they just keep going higher and higher and higher. You just don't know where it's going to go. This happened to me in 1980 because I got out of it at 670 on January the 8th, and it went up to 863 on the 20th of January, 13 days later, and then went down for 21 years. So maybe that'll happen, but it isn't happening now. There's just nothing up here that we can even try to pick as a potential spot. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you lose, because you can take a lot of pot shots if you're only risking a small amount. But if you're going to sell it and say, I'm going to hold on, that's not very smart. What if you sold it here and held on? You're sitting with a $10,000 loss. That's not good. Okay, so anyway, that's what we're watching here. You can see the intraday action today was really cool because we had a $20 break here, folks. We went from 64 down to 54 or 45. That's a $20 break. All right. Now it's probably exactly 382 off of this number right here. Let's just double check. Yep, there it is. There was our. See how long it took to make this correction. It's a link to that correction. It took a good several hours to do that. This one took several hours, right at the 382, tested again, and then we came blasting out of here. See that little downtrend line like that? Boom, that's a dynamite triangle, folks. When you see those in these strong trending markets, you don't want to stand in front of it, especially when it's that wide bar pops through. That's one of the ways they trade it from the long side or the short side, because when it happens on the short side, it works pretty good. So we'll see what we're looking at here. Now we want to take a look at the dollar index, okay, folks? Hold on just a second here. Get rid of some of these things here. Well, I should have waited. You see, on the stock market hasn't quite got there yet on the old. How have we got there? 6.7. We're trying at 8.6, and the high has been 6.7. So not much happening there yet. It's close, but you have to do it, folks, because it's a 3 drive right there, and it's an ABCD. So you got to give it a shot, and that's all you're looking at. So let's move it up here. Take a look at it, because that's what you're supposed to do. There's a number there, 46783. Well, we're doing it 46786. That's the 86 is the number. That's where we're selling it at. I thought it was 83. We got it 46786. I sold it at 52, but I do that a lot. Okay, but I put my stop in anyway. All right, so that's what we're watching here in this right now, and then we move over here. Make sure we're running with everything else. Let me clean up the table here, folks, so I can get rid of some of these things that we're not looking at anymore, so we can cover some of the things that are still relatively important. And we hit the 54 yet in the S&P? Not quite yet. And let's see how we're doing with the YM and the bean oil, crude oil. That's not doing much. Get that out of the way. Clean the table here. And move on. Now let's take a look at the dollar index, because the dollar index still holding up relatively well. So we'll come over here, move it up just a little bit here. There's where we are. See, it's backed off hardly at all on the dollar index. And yet the dollar index backs off, gold goes crazy. This is backing off a very tiny bit and gold's going nuts. So it's not just that. Part of it is, folks, the silver market's on fire, El Fuego. It's above $45 an ounce. I believe I heard someone announce about that today. Let's just double check. I haven't checked it recently, but it'll be right here. And we'll see if it's done it. And get the daily up. Is it daily there? Daily's right there. See if we made it. Ooh, we're almost there. 44.29. Well, there's. We see how strong we are again. It's up another $1 an ounce today, folks. And believe me, on this weekly chart, if we get above 55, up here, that's going to take out the high of August of 2011, and boy, that's going to make silver really valuable, because it's going to get up to that, below that level right there. Okay, look at that, folks. We bought this. I recommended this many years ago at $14. That's right. That was the big ABCD on the. They were selling the silver rounds at that time. You paid $14 for the coin, and you had to pay $1 because it was a silver round. Now, when you buy it, you have to pay, I think it's a $10 difference between the round, between the price of silver and the round. So you have to pay $54 for the round. That's how expensive they become. So, and if we get above this level right here, folks, let's get this long-term monthly out. We could take this out, and we take that out. We're looking at something way up here in the $100 category here in the silver. I recommended those down in here. That was the 786, and we went to 10 or something on a sell-off there, but these were to hold for a long time. But the reason why is that they're beautiful coins, and they are valuable. You can see the ABCD. I'll take them up to about 60. Folks, I have not sold any silver since 1980. That and the stuff that I had, and I have silver dollars, nice silver dollars. These are not circulated; these are uncirculated, not museum pieces, but good quality. Carson City and Louisiana, New Orleans, and Carson and San Francisco. Those were the ones that I liked, and I haven't got a lot of them. I got a couple. Anyway, that's what I did, and I've always liked them because they're so darn beautiful. Okay, and I've never sold any gold since '76. You know, I sold some in '80, but I bought it back in 2001 when Mr. Tom O'Brien came on and said gold was $232 an ounce, and he said, "This is when you buy it," and so I bought some. And I have a couple of those left. All right, let's move on. I don't tell you all the bad ones. I don't have any soybean oil left, which is good. Anyway, I still think we're bearish here in these treasury bonds. We are going to find out whether these markets are ever going to turn down. But if they're up higher tomorrow, folks, and I said this in the long dissertation that I did, sending it out with that old Kmart baloney that I was trying to entertain you with. If this thing closes higher tomorrow, John Jameson's right, and this thing could go much by areas that we could make silver look like a bear market. That's what it could look like. That's why I alerted you all to it. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you don't lose. And sometimes you make some bad errors along the way, and you have to live through theirs, but you can recover. I'm sure of that. But you just got to, plan your strategy and go with it. Look, we just hit 37.81 in the gold just now, folks. So it's still moving on pretty good. So how are we doing here with the clock here for our friend Al? Oh, we're going to break. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, I'll close the show just talking about the things that I thought were important. The most important one from my perspective is this cycle that we're looking at right here today. You'll see here, this is equivalent to where we were back in 1987, okay? And it only has a one-day orb, folks. It's got to be today. If it closes higher tomorrow, like I said in the video over the weekend, there's something seriously wrong, and that's why I had John Jameson talk to us about his idea that there's a possibility this thing could explode to the upside. And if NVIDIA puts in $100 billion and 5 or 6 other people put in $100 billion, we're talking about $1 trillion going into AI, and maybe they say they're going to put in $100 million or whatever, $100 billion, and then they change their mind a little later. That happened several times recently, but that doesn't count. And what counts is what the chart's doing. What people say doesn't count. It's a chart that tells you whether you're going up or down, or you got a potential for a top or not. So it only has a one-day orb. That's the day. It has to close down tomorrow. No ifs, ands, or buts. I know it'll be disappointing to a lot of people, including myself, but that's the way you have to do it, because there's always a trade around the corner, but you don't want to sit with that thing and watch it go up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and it could do that. And that's why you got to be careful. It could also do this, but nobody thinks that it can, except me and one other person, and he is being released from the asylum. I shouldn't say that. That's bad bad taste, Pesavento. I apologize for that one, folks. Another Jimmy Kimmel. All right, folks, we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Our guest is going to be on Wednesday. We're going to have Stan Harley. Tomorrow we got PT. Paula Webb will be our guest. And on the Friday, I believe we have the Shane Man, the Wolf Trader, will be on talking to us also. I'm trying to get Bill Cerubi, but he's very busy over there in Vienna, and we'll get him on as soon as he gets a little break. So live every day in an attitude and gratitude, and may God bless, and make the best horse win.